Hello, everyone out there. It's Erin O'Brien again with another edition of Puzzle Talk Live, where we are taking on the coronavirus shutdown one puzzle at a time. Today, we are going to discuss puzzles from another mother. And you're thinking, what am I talking about? All right, well, I'm going to tell you. You have your big puzzle manufacturers. You got your Springboks, you got your Clementonis, you've got your Ravensburgers. People would say maybe you got your White Mountain, Siakos. These are your big names. These are your big name puzzles. But today what I'm talking about is the smaller puzzles, the little houses that are doing great work out there, producing puzzles to keep us all satisfied. And before we dive into the puzzles, my usual disclaimer, I am not a professional. This is utility grade. This is steerage level entertainment. I try to get the internet machine to be the right speed thing, whatever. I'm doing my best. But I'm just a silly little broad in my home office with a webcam and a bunch of puzzles and a large glass of vodka and soda. And anybody who thinks, oh no, Erin's really drinking water, wrong. This is actually a vodka of such, it is so low shelf that you actually have to go into the basement of the booze emporium to purchase a bottle of vodka. And then there's some flavored soda in there. So it's sad. But let's get to the puzzles. Let's get right to the puzzles because that's what you're here for. And I'm going to kick it off. I almost feel a little bad showing these puzzles because this company is called Rediscover. Rediscover. And they launched in like 2012 and they came out with 8 puzzles. And you might find one on the internet, but they are kind of not available and they are just so cool. They are so cool. What am I talking about? These are 300-piece puzzles, and each one of them is a classic LP vinyl album cover, and it's two-sided. So it's the same size as the cover of the LP would have been, and it actually is like, why don't I show you a couple? Why the hell not? Okay. Oh. It's Ziggy Stardust. So the David Bowie, and this is the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. And so it's a double-sided puzzle, so it's just like the jacket cover. Ziggy Stardust, and then, so you could do the puzzle and you do, the front of the album cover, and then, you want to get in touch with the liner notes from your youth, you put it away, and then you take it out and you do the other side of the puzzle. So it's like 2 puzzles in one, totally nostalgic, totally cool. And I'm just gonna run through a few of the others that I have from Rediscover. I have five of the 8. Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed. How cool is this? How cool are these puzzles? Jimi Hendrix, Bold as Love. Another one, Johnny Cash at the Folsom Prison. So cool. And now, saved the best one for last, and this is actually the only one that I have worked. And the reason that I have it is because the artist featured in this cover was perhaps my dad, or not my dad, my brother's, had the biggest influence on my brother's life of maybe anyone. And it's the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. 300 pieces, irregular cuts. I'm not stopping everything to tell you about how a puzzle is cut, but it's important. It's important, and eventually I will get to it. Irregular cuts. All right. What's next? Okay, I'm going to come at you, and this company is still alive and kicking. I anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in whatever. You want to send them to me privately, you want to send them to me publicly. Hold on. It's fine. Send me the questions. You need a picture or something that you have, whatever. Just let me know. I will figure it out. I was really busy this week, so if I drop a couple of stitches here and there, please just bear with me, man. You're getting what you pay for. This is just some entertainment to just not be doing the other thing that's going on. It's different. Where was I? Hennessy puzzles. Hennessy puzzles. Now, I want to say Hennessy, they actually contacted me because I reviewed one of their puzzles online, and they contacted me and we had a correspondence. And these puzzles are made in the USA, and they have some of my favorite images. Wait till you get a load of these. All right, you're about to learn something about me. I'm briefly going to say this. Sometimes I have sub puzzle collections. I like. My first car was a VW Bug. My first VW Bug, I owned it for 2 weeks. I paid $150 or $200 for it. I drove it for a couple of days, a week. It threw a rod and it died. And I got rid of that. And then I had another VW Bug when I was in high school, and now I have another one. So I really dig VW Bug puzzles, and there's more of them than you would imagine. So Hennessy puzzles, VW Power. It has all these VWs, these great graphics, and then it has a diagram of a VW engine. Are you kidding me? I love that. These puzzles, I want to say are a regular cut, irregular cut, which I dig. They're a nice quality puzzle, nice box. We care about, puzzle people. You think we care about pieces? We do. We care about boxes. We care about the box. What kind of box is it? I care about the box. This is a good box. VW Power. A couple of other Hennessy's I want to show you. Okay, now if you're like every year, of course, you want to do a Christmas puzzle. And you do a Christmas puzzle and it has cookies or something on it, and that's bad. It's bad because then you eat 500 cookies. And it's bad. So I'm always looking for a holiday puzzle, Christmas puzzle in my case, that is like not food. Mid-century Christmas from Hennessy Puzzles. All this mid-century imagery. It's so fun. It's a collage puzzle. Love that. That's a Hennessy. I'm coming at you with another Hennessy. One more Hennessy. Adventures in Space. So if you grew up sitting, does anybody remember Kraft Space Food? Does anybody remember Kraft Space Food? If you remember, they were like a little stick. They were like, it wasn't even food. It was like compressed, I don't know what it was. And it was like a little stick of this chocolate malt flavored, you ate it and you watched, what did you watch? You watched Lost in Space. You watched Lost in Space. So if you're a kid of the 70s, retro space travel, what a great puzzle. All right. I'm moving on to an Ebu puzzle. Okay, Ebu Puzzles. This is a woman owns this company. They are beautiful, beautiful puzzles. They are wonderful to work. They are very high gloss, which, okay, you want an insider's note? It's hard. It's hard to work a high gloss puzzle sometimes because of the way the lighting is. It's hard. This is a challenge that you have when you do puzzles. It's like, what am I going to do? It's a high gloss puzzle, but I love the image, but I'm going to do it. So I do it. I do the puzzle. Ebu has very high gloss images. I'm going to show you very quickly the first Ebu that I did, and just hold on. This is Peacock Garden. Okay, now if you have a family, if you have like younger kids, this is a really great puzzle because if you can see, you can do it. It makes it. There's no up or down. It makes sense anyway because it's like there's creatures all around, and like stuff like this blue here. That's kind of easy for a kid to do. So it's a fun family puzzle. It's a beautiful, colorful image. You're gonna have a good time. Everybody's gonna be happy. You're doing an Ebu puzzle, but Ebu, and I just dig this. My heart is pumping. Here I'm going. I'm going here because of what they do. Ebu, it gets a little political. Okay, there I said it. There I said it. All right? And I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you were doing on January 21st, 2017. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing. I don't know if you remember that date. Does anybody remember the date? Erin remembers the date. Do the people remember the date? Hello, the people. I'm going to tell you what I was... Okay, here. I don't have to say anything. I'm going to show you a puzzle. I'm going to just show you a puzzle, and everything's cool. So hold on. Ebu did a round commemorative puzzle for the Women's March in 2017. Have not worked this puzzle yet, but I opened it today, and there's something inside that just absolutely makes me want to just sing. We're talking about an Ebu. Every Ebu has a little guide image inside. Little guide image, and then they have information about their other puzzles on the other side of that. But this puzzle had a note. This puzzle had a note. I'm going to read it to you. We apologize for leaving out 2 letters in the word individually in the text around the puzzle. We have no excuse for having let this slip by, only an additional philosophical reflection from Gloria Steinem. Quote, "Perfect is boring, beauty is irregular." Unquote. So we get a little quote from Gloria Steinem in the puzzle, and we get a puzzle that was manufactured with a flaw, and of course I'm going to show you that. Can you see it? Individually. So I dig that. Now the next Ebu, I'm going to show you one more Ebu. And this one, if you have a young daughter, I want you to go buy this puzzle. I want you to buy it for Christmas. It's an Ebu, so it's beautiful, but it totally features badass women superheroes. Okay? It's all badass women superheroes. And it's all diverse. It's a diverse, it's women of color. I've never seen another puzzle like this that's just all chick power. And this one, it doesn't just have a guide image. It does have a guide image. I'm trying to open these boxes, and frankly, it's a trauma. I'm having a trauma. What do we have in here? There's always something. There's always a surprise in a box of puzzles from Erin. Okay, I'm going to just show you this. If I can get it out of here. There's a guide image like the one in the other box. But look at this. It has this huge poster, a guide poster, describing all the superhero women, and I'm trying to find one that I can pronounce. I'm going to mispronounce that. Number 5 is Oya in the very center. So she's the woman here in the very, very center. She's got the green headdress on. I'll read you her description. And it's spelled Oya. Oya is a Yoruba, and please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing anything, okay? I'm embarrassing myself, but nothing new about that. Oya is a Yoruba deity of the Niger River. She is known as the Mother of Nine for each of the 9 tributaries of the Niger. Oya is an unbeatable warrior, maintains control over the mysteries that surround death, and is associated with great intensity of feeling. Excuse me. So that's really cool, and of course there's a note. It's an Erin note in here, and this is a really, really cool handmade note. It says happy. Let's see what I wrote. I don't even remember what I wrote. It says, "Dear Pilgrim." Okay. "Dear Pilgrim, happy is exactly how this puzzle made me feel. Why?" And then I wrote in all caps, "Because chicks rule." I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. This puzzle is complete. Erin O'Brien, April 2019. So that was just about a year ago. Man, is my throat dry. Woo! Okay. And now we're going to move along. Alrighty. Area wear puzzles. These are really, I'm including them because they're beautiful puzzles. This is the nicest puzzle box I have ever seen in my life. This puzzle was a gift from the goat. It features some, they're bricks. And I thought, I'm going to hate this brick puzzle because it's bricks. But then I loved it. And why did I love it? Because it's a puzzle inside of a puzzle. I'll try to show you the picture. Sorry. So there's like a weird shaped puzzle, and then there's a puzzle around it. And so that was quirky and cool. Area wear puzzles. I wish you could feel this box. We dig cool boxes when we're puzzle people. All right, another area wear. This was a Christmas gift that I have not done yet. It is a gradient puzzle. And I want to say that we carry area wares in the Mocha store. I should have verified that. But in any event, these gradient puzzles, so it starts out light and it gets darker. And you'd think, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing with this puzzle, Erin? These are actually oddly compelling. If you are a person who enjoys color, these are great. And now I'm going to show you the mother of all gradients. And this one, I had this as my cover photo, I think, for a little bit. The name of the site that I first saw this was called This Is Colossal, and they posted this, and this you couldn't get this puzzle to save your life. It's 1,000 pieces, and every single piece is a separate color, and I wanted this puzzle so bad, and my husband eventually found it, and he bought it for me. And here's the crazy thing about this puzzle: people see it and they're like, "Oh my God, how are you ever gonna wait?" How are you ever going to do that puzzle? You're going to lay down on the ground and die doing the puzzle. And I thought the puzzle would be so hard. People, this is one of the easiest puzzles I have ever done. Okay, one of the easiest puzzles I have ever done. It was my daughter was home. She was with a friend, and nobody ever helps me with puzzles. But no one could keep their hands off this. You literally would pick up a piece, put it in, pick it up, put it in. The make of this is Lamington Drive Editions, and I'm gonna do a sister post with pictures and things. All they do are these. I feel like they're out of Australia, but all they do are these gradients. I feel like they have a 3D sphere. They have a 5,000 piece edition of this. They have a few editions, and if you want to just give a special, I don't want to say that this is like $40. It's not a cheap puzzle, but I loved it, and I love having it in my collection. Okay, and we have Lemonade Pursuit puzzles. I have 2 of them. This is a new company. It is a women-owned company, and these puzzles are made in the USA. They have a regular grid cut. They're very high quality. They have beautiful images, and I'm going to show you a couple. Okay, this one is entitled, I think it's called Picnic, what's the name? Hold on. All right, well, I know the name of the artist is Andrea Caballero, and I feel like this is called, how come I can't even operate telling you what the name of the puzzle is. Well, I apologize for that. It has to do with people having a picnic, which I certainly wish that I could be doing this sometime soon. I have not worked this puzzle, but I have another one. And again, I loved this. Look at how deceptively simple this puzzle is. It was really fun and really calming, and the artwork is by a woman named Rochelle. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Rochelle Kearns. And as I am wont to do, of course, I look up this artist, and I'm not gonna. I'll just admit it. I purchased a large print of her artwork because it's a beautiful, elegant chandelier, and it, there it is. I haven't had time to get it framed yet, but so that's the kind of thing that happens to me when I'm doing puzzles. All right. You think you know what I'm about to roll at you, but you don't know what's rolling at you. Okay? It's coming at you. And it's big. This is big. Name of the company is Gallison. I want to say they're out of New York. They do stationery. I think they do cards. They have tons of puzzles. They have some of my favorite puzzle images. The boxes are beautiful. The puzzles are beautiful. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of them, and then you're just going to just sit down and deal with what I'm about to tell you, because it's coming, and it's big. It's really big, and it's coming. Okay. Shaped puzzle. Vintage typewriter. What's not to love there? Everything. This is a puzzle. This is a two-sided puzzle. On one side, it's this photo of the bunch of people on the beach. It's really fun, and the other side is hard to see, but it's an underwater scene, and there's like people swimming around in there. So again, two sides. You can do either side of the puzzle. Another double-sided Gallison, succulent garden. So we have there's the two images. Very beautiful. I haven't worked this one yet, but I can't wait. Oh, did I mention that I kind of sometimes collect VW puzzles? I think I may have mentioned that. Gallison. Bought this for $1 at a thrift store, and it was complete, called Muchos Autos. 500 pieces. So fun. So fun. Woo! Okay. You got to go back to maybe the late 1700s. And a woman goes to, I'm sorry, late 1800s. Okay, so I messed up a decade, a century, a whole bunch of years. Just bear with me. The year is 1876. The city is Philadelphia, okay? The event is the Centennial Exhibition. And these were like these world fairs, and they would go on for like 6 months. And the woman goes to the Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia, and the reason I know this is because her son wrote about this in his autobiography, and she buys a set of toy learning blocks, and they're created by a gentleman named Friedrich Froebel. They're called gifts, these sets of blocks, and she thinks that her young son will just be compelled to play with this item. And so she leaves the Centennial Exhibition in the year of our Lord 1876, and she goes home and she presents these gifts, these architectural gifts, these building blocks, to one young Frank Lloyd Wright, okay? And we all know what he does. Snap 2. I think the show in the Cleveland Museum of Art was the Jazz Age. You go through this great exhibition, you come out, it's a gift shop, and what was available there was a little puzzle by Frank Lloyd Wright. I purchased it, so a Frank Lloyd Wright puzzle. Now, sorry, I'm going to kiss a fool. When you read up on Friedrich Froebel's gifts and you work a puzzle like this, you will understand completely how those little building blocks informed Frank Lloyd Wright's work for the rest of his life. And here's what he wrote in his autobiography. Quote, that early kindergarten experience with the straight line, the flat plane, the square, the triangle, the circle, If I wanted more, the square modified by the triangle gave the hexagon. The circle modified by the straight line would give the octagon. Adding thickness, getting sculpture thereby, the square became the cube, the triangle the tetrahedron, and the circle the sphere. This is what he wrote. And read up a little bit. There's a 99% Invisible podcast. I'm going to put that in there. And you can read about Friedrich Froebel's blocks, and when you work this puzzle, it's like you go pooh, 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 and you'll understand how those blocks made him a different person. But pilgrims, that is not where this story ends. 1876, Philadelphia, the Centennial Exhibition. Not only did Frank Lloyd Wright's mom buy him those blocks, but there was something else that debuted that year during that 6 months that the fair was running. And it was called the Power Scroll Saw. And it was a little saw, and it was powered by little treadle pedals. So it was the first time anybody ever saw it. So it's there at the fair, and they would get some great-looking individual, and this individual would go and he pedal, and the saw went, and he took, fellow earthlings, he took a board upon which an image had been pasted, and he cut it into a puzzle in front of everybody. And each set of this souvenir puzzle set that they were getting cut in front of your eyes, there was 5 panels, and the images featured on the panels were the buildings that were erected for the 6 months of the 1876 Philadelphia Centennial Exhibition. And right now, Deba and Serena, I am looking at you. This chick, a few years ago, goes to an auction. Can you see it? This is one of the puzzles that was made in 1876 at the Philly Centennial Exhibition. Does this rock your face off? Does this rock your face off? Are you kidding me? This puzzle got cut in front of a group of people, and somebody went, they took it, and they bought it for their sweetheart because it was a cool souvenir, and now it's part of my puzzle collection. In any event, Frank Lloyd Wright's mom was somewhere in that fair buying those blocks while somebody was cutting the very puzzle that is sitting on my desk. And I bought that puzzle. I paid a lot of money for it. It's historic because it was the first, of course, the Power Scroll Saw would go on to become a jigsaw. And it's like the inception of, you're looking at one of this is historic. It's historic and it's big. In any event, I have now gassed on for about a half an hour, and that's long enough for anybody. I will be back here next Friday, and I have a couple of topics that I'm throwing around. I'm throwing around the idea of travel puzzles, and I'm throwing around. I'm about to push the box here. I'm thinking I'm going to do an R-rated puzzle talk called Puzzle Talk After Dark, and I'm not sure which I'm going to do, but as usual, I thank you for your time. Be well, and I love you.